Hello everybody, this is Joe Chambers from Chambers Custom and 1911 University, bringing you another mathematical review today. Before we get started, it's important to establish that this is a sample of one sent to me by a patron member who wanted me to measure it for them. It may or may not be indicative of the gun that you purchase from your local gun store or from the dealer. So, with that, let's get into it. This is a gun that we're all pretty familiar with at this point in time. I've done a number of reviews on this model of gun. This is the Staccato P Duo, right? And the difference between this one and the other ones that I've done reviews on is this one has a threaded barrel. It's very nicely done. It actually has on the end of the barrel, it has an O-ring right here, and that prevents the thread protector from coming off when you're shooting it. That's something that a lot of us have been doing for many years on custom builds, but you don't see it that much on a factory build like this. So nice touch there by Staccato to make sure that you're not going to lose your thread protector when you're shooting the gun. These guns come standard with a wedge lock barrel. They've got front cocking serrations, rear cocking serrations. This one has the DPP Duo mounting system for the red dot right there, so you can swap plates out. It's got a rearward backup iron sight and a suppressor height front sight. It's got a light rail. It's got ambi thumb safeties. It's got a mag well. It's got the new Gen 2 Staccato grip with a little star on it. So yeah, let's get into the numbers, and you'll see that the math don't lie. 3.14 is always pi. All right, so on this brand new gun, the measurements are pretty interesting. Some of them are really good, and I'm happy to see that the quality control at Staccato is doing a good job holding their own standards. And people ask sometimes, they go, well, you know, I've got this gun and it seems out of spec. Well, what spec are you talking about? Is it the specifications and the numbers that I give you for our builds, or is it the specifications of the manufacturer? Well, we don't know particularly what the numbers, what the specifications are for each manufacturer, because they don't make that public. But what we can do is we can evaluate the gun as brand new, like we have in this one and we've done on several others, and get a pretty good idea for what their tolerances are, and then make an assumption, right? I know assumptions aren't always good, but we can at least make an educated assumption on what those numbers that they're trying to hit are or should be. All right, so with this one, for example, on the wedge lock barrel, the barrel OD is 0.6945. The slide ID is 0.700 for a difference of 0.0055, so 5.5 thousandths. For the barrel hood to breech face gap, we have 0.003, so 3 thousandths. The chamber depth is 0.756, which is perfect for a 9mm. It's what we use here. And it is finish reamed. They actually, at Staccato, they use the same reamers that I use. So that's great. That's one of the reasons these guns typically run so good right out of the box. Slide stop pinhole in the frame is 0.200, 200 thousandths. Slide stop pin diameter is 0.198 for a difference of 2 thousandths. That's acceptable. It also gives you room to go up. So if you didn't like the barrel fit that this gun has on the legs, the contact, or you wore it out, you could put a 199 or a 200 in the gun, and it would continue to carry on and have a good barrel fit. Extractor length 2.244 with approximately 0.003 or 3 thousandths fore and aft movement of the extractor. Also, we know how the Staccato extractors are fit. The tip of the hook does touch the round. We know the reasons. We've talked about those on other videos, why it has to do with people shooting a variety of ammo, even steel case. So that's why they do that. The ejector length is 1.108, so it's darn near perfect. You know, we shoot on a 9mm, we shoot for 1.1. 8 thousandths is fine. The angle on the face of the ejector is straight up and down, and no cant side to side. I would like to see a little bit of cant back into the side to help ejection to a specific spot that I want, but at least it's properly done as far as length goes, and it didn't skip leg day like some of the other ones that we've seen. Barrel fit, the barrel leg contact with the slide stop pin is 20% on both legs. So it's a little less than what I would like to see, but again, this is a production, roughly $2,000, $2,500 production gun. So to have any barrel fit at all is excellent. To have 20%, I will accept that. Plus, considering the fact that you can upsize the slide stop if you want more barrel fit and obtain that fairly easily. The other thing that this gun has going for it is there's 0 barrel bump, which is awesome. Slide stop hole in the link is 0.2065, so it's a little bit short in my opinion. The barrel leg height is 0.199 and the link bridge thickness is 0.198 for a difference of 0.001. Again, it's a little less tolerance than I would like, but when I did the timing test that Staccato themselves uses on this gun at the factory, it timed fine, and we'll get into that when we get into the vis measurements. Barrel leg height, oh, we did that. Slide way width, 0.7562, and frame rail width, 0.7554, for a difference of 0.0008. So it's less than 1,000 side to side. Folks, that's really, really good on a production gun. And I've said it for years and years. I've told guys you can do 1,000ths or less on a production gun. I believe it can be done, and Staccato proved it with this particular sample. Slide way height, 0.10375. Frame rail height, on the left side it's 0.0965, and on the right side it's 0.0955. So a little deviation there from side to side. The difference is 0.00725 and 0.00825 up and down on the first measurement. The slide rail height is 0.1175 and the frame way height is 0.1195 for a difference of 0.002 or 0.002. And that's exactly what we're looking for, but I would like to see it on both measurements. But this is how they've built guns since the early days of Staccato. And you can feel a slight, very, very, very slight bit of up and down movement. It's almost imperceptible. All right. Vertical frame impact surface. The frame measures 0.494 and the barrel measures 0.483 for a difference in tolerance of 0.00011, which is 11,000ths. Again, I would like to see that tolerance a little tighter, but considering what they have going on with the link and how they've kept that short, the numbers work out so that the barrel is absolutely stopping on the frame, not the link, and we know that because the slide stop is moving properly, and also the barrel is dropping down in time properly. So we've seen a couple of these guns where that was a little bit longer. It was like 18 to 20. I think the longest we've had is 28,000ths. So it's nice to see them hold that to a little bit tighter tolerance on this particular one. Trigger parts. The trigger pull measures 4 pounds 4 ounces on my NRA certified scales. It has a 20-pound mainspring. The disco is an unmodified drop-in part at 1.301. The sear appears to be unmodified drop-in, measuring 0.778. I don't know why I had 88 there, but that's not right. It's 778. The hammer hooks were not dressed for over travel bump, and they measure 0.022, so 22 thousandths. And finally, the recoil spring is a 13-pound spring, which is a little bit light in my opinion for a commander-sized 9mm setup like this. But you can always change the recoil spring out if you don't like the way it shoots. Overall, the numbers on this gun are pretty darn good, in my opinion, based on the standards that we use. There's a couple of things like the first vertical measurement on the slide to frame that could be a little tighter. But I still think, and I still tell you all that the Staccato P is the best bang for the buck if you're wanting to get into the 2011 world. The build quality seems very consistent. No matter how many I measure of these, they always seem very consistent in their numbers. Few discrepancies here and there, but nothing that would make me go, oh, I don't want to buy that. I like the styling on these guns, and they seem to run really well. And Staccato has a great warranty and customer service department. So if you do end up getting one of these and for some unknown reason have a problem, they always seem to take care of people very quickly. So, yep, pretty nice gun. I think some people ask me, they said, well, what's one improvement that you would make on one of these guns? The only thing, like right off the bat, that would be easy to do and would improve the performance overall is I would do the Marvel disconnector cut on them, because you can see that the slide slightly stalls when it hits the disconnector. Other than that, I think these are a solid, according to the math, this is a solid pistol. You know, pretty well built. So there you have it. Another review of a Staccato P from me, Joe Chambers, here at Chambers Custom and 1911 University. Thank you for watching, and remember, math don't lie. 3.14 is always pi.